iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so
Welcome in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the Kansas Speedway for the Salt Flat Racing Cup Series, presented by SimBox. We got to thank our fine partners over at SimBox PC on Facebook.com, and we got to thank them. Excuse me for that one. I had somebody in my ear over here talking about SimBox real quick along with us. We got to thank Doug Neal and the whole family over at SimBox. Check them out over at Facebook.com today at SimBox PC. Check out the newest and greatest button boxes that Doug Neal has in the line here tonight, as he'll be cranking on some knobs a little bit later on, coming to pit road to get the car woed up. Tonight, it is the Salt Flat Racing 150, though, here at the Kansas Speedway. Race fans, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been live here to the air, and we got to thank each and every one of you race fans out there for the support and the messages that poured in last week while Muth 2.0 was a little bit under the weather and we had to take a break and step away to deal with some family issues. All of you are like family to each and every one of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, so we got to thank you for the support and the messages. But now it's back to business here with Salt Flat Racing and the Cup Series. This is Kansas. This is a 100-lap race here tonight at this big track. This track tonight is going to play just like a super speedway. Just like Daytona, Talladega, it is just a mini version of it. Who will wind up right there in victory lane tonight? 100 laps is on the docket. Qualifying is underway right now. Right now it looks like it is Hunter Reynolds who is sitting on the provisional pole. Will he be able to hold on for the next 20 seconds? As it looks like he will, as I don't see any other driver currently out onto the raceway. 19 drivers have turned in a qualifying time, and they are all very close time. 4 1,000ths, it looks like, currently, the difference between being inside the top 10 and outside of it. Qualifying will end here, and we will get ready tonight for our grid. Before we get there, race fans, thank you all for tuning in tonight here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoy this broadcast that's coming up here in just a couple of seconds. I will be your host up here tonight. My name is Roger Muth. Now, let's take it down to the grid as we are getting ready for that starting lineup. Starting lineup will look like this. It is brought to us by SimBox PC. Starting on the front row, driving the number 28, he was able to win just last week at the Daytona International Road Course. It is Squidward, also known for all you race fans as Hunter Reynolds. Starting P number 2, driving for the Full Throttle Motorsports, it's the number 33 of Greg O'Berry. It's the youngster out of Mississippi, the Marlin Motorsports, number 21 of JT Poole. Starting in the 4th position, out of Spring, Texas, driving the Raven Graphics, it's the RacingJobs.com, number 7 of Doyle Lowrance. It's the Deeper Darker Dew, Great Lakes Brewing, number 13 out of Ohio of Jamie Leach. Michael Sturgill will roll the number 90 off, starting in the 6th position. It's the No Doubt Racing, the UPS number 12, the big unit of Randy Johnson. Starting in the 8th position, driving for the SimBox Motorsports team, it's the Cuban Missile. It is Roy Fernandez. Starting 9th here tonight for the Full Throttle Motorsports number 88, it is Tim Combs. Starting 10th and rounding out the top 10 out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, driving the number 71 SimBox Motorsports entry, it's the SimBox driver of Nathan Maurer. Starting in position number 11, hailing out of Texas, racing for the No Doubt Racing, number 56 of Stephen Pugh. Starting in the 12th position, also hailing out of Georgia, driving the SimBox Motorsports number 77, it's the man of Doug Neal. Starting back into the 13th position, out of Virginia, driving the PRJE Motorsports, number 15 of Peyton Johnson. The No Doubt Racing driver, it's the 98 out the gate Rowdy Energy, racing Jason Griffith Dobbs. Starting in position number 15, the 2 Extreme Motorsports, number 76 of Cliff Mullins. Starting 16th, it is the driver of the 01. He has 1 win to his name this season at the Dover Motor Speedway. It is Cody Sleeper. Starting 17th on the grid, it's the NSRA Super Speedway driver, the number 19. This is Russ Hancock. Starting in the 18th position, hailing out of Carolina, it's going to be the number 75 of Quincy Atkins. Out of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, driving the Keystone Motorsports Turn 3 Racing Network, number 31 of Donald Bennett. Driving the DraftTop.com, number 22, the Need for Speed Motorsports driver, it is Joshua Buckley. Starting in the 21st position, driving for the Deeper Darker Dew, number 38 out of Las Vegas, it's the Las Vegas Kid of Cody Levitt. Kutztown's finest. It's the number 40, the Keystone Motorsports driver of Josiah Millen, rolling off 22nd. 23rd here tonight will be one of the drivers that is looking to possibly get back on the wheel tonight. It is the 04 of Danny Valenzuela. It's the big red racer of Jared Hagedorn, rolling 24th. 25th to the beefy Motorsports 83 of Brandon Feeney. And shotgun to the field here tonight, the number 26, starting 26th out of Florida, the Coast Almost Coast racer. It is Daryl Clotter. Starting 27th, well, that's our race control tonight here, and Daryl will ride the shotgun as up in the booth tonight, it'll be Stephen Herman calling the shots for the race control. iRacing pace truck is down and away, and we are ready. Here we go. It'll be 26 drivers to take the green flag. 100 laps here tonight at the Kansas Speedway is underway. Great start by the Squidward entry for Hunter Reynolds. It'll take about a lap to a lap and a half for these drivers to get up to full song and dance. 180 miles an hour down the back straightaway. Those two Fords linked up to the bottom groove. One of them going to check up just a little bit. That was JT Poole. Now Jamie Leach is down, and they're going to go a couple of them sliding. That was the 33 of the Liberty University driver of Greg O'Berry. Jamie Leach also went for a slide of the Great Lakes Brewing Chevrolet. Both those drivers started inside the top 10, are now on the outside looking in. Great racing there by those two drivers. As you see, Jamie Leach still on our screen here. He's going to lose a couple positions, but the good thing about this is there's still 98 laps to go, as lap number 1 did go to Hunter Reynolds. Last week's winner picked up right where he left off. So Reynolds continuing to lead this race here. Doyle Lowrance right there, the number 7 RacingJobs.com entry. Running currently in P number 4, but he's looking underneath the Cuban Missile of Roy Fernandez. Fernandez, the Progression Series champion just a couple months back here with Salt Flat Racing, and right now he is running in P number 3. He has jumped up already 5 spots courtesy of that turn number 2 little issue back there, or turn 4 issue correction. All these drivers actually starting to spread themselves out. You got to go back here to about the 10th position before the thick really gets thick, and that's with Peyton Johnson as he's looking to the inside here with the white number 77 SimBox entry of Doug Neal. There's a ton of the SimBox cars back here at the 77. The 71 is also right here, and the 01 of Cody Sleeper. These drivers all giving each other a lot of room. There's an inside groove right now and an outside groove here tonight. It's the early goings. As for the race lead, here comes JT Poole. He's high, wide, and handsome. He's bringing Roy Fernandez in the black machine right along with him. Now JT Poole's going to look to the inside, down the back straightaway on Hunter Reynolds. Will he be able to make the pass? Reynolds comes down, tries a little bit of a side draft as they enter turn number 3. The Marlin Motorsports entry, though, for JT Poole, going to be able to slide up the raceway. It will be JT Poole leading lap number 5 here tonight. But as your race leaders battled that time off turn 4, look at the number 90. That is Michael Sturgill. He is now up here battling inside the top 3 for the race lead as he just got by Roy Fernandez. JT Poole jumps back down to the inside lane there. He's going to throw a little bit of a block down the back straightaway to the number 90 of Michael Sturgill, and they will ride it 2x2 down into turn 3 and out of turn number 4. It'll be the drag race to see who is able to get back to the start-finish line. JT Poole leads once again at the stripe here tonight. With JT Poole being able to lead that lap here, that gives us 2 leaders that have led more than 1 lap here tonight. That is our 3rd lead change at the timing and scoring stripe, though, as it has gone back and forth between JT Poole and Hunter Reynolds. Nobody else has been able to, but look at the big unit of Randy Johnson. He has creeped up into the picture. There he is, the driver out of New York. Makes a limited schedule here with the Salt Flat Racing Series as he has to deliver those packages. He is an essential worker, and our hat does go off to Randy Johnson. Right ahead of him, that is Doyle Lowrance, and Doyle, another one of those essential workers working down in the hospitals out of Texas, out of the Spring, Texas area, working in the ER. He was telling me about a little, he was telling me about something that got close just like that. Close racing contact as him and Michael Sturgill came pretty close. I don't think he would have been able to put a piece of paper between those two machines out on the racetrack. I'm starting to notice that the middle groove is starting to work as Doyle Lowrance goes there once again. They're going to be just about 3 wide that time. Lowrance goes back down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll kind of tuck up underneath JT Poole down the back straightaway. Hunter Reynolds, Roy Fernandez, and Michael Sturgill have gone to the outside, and now they are being joined by the black 88 amp energy machine of Tim Combs. The big unit of Randy Johnson, he worked his way up here, and then he decided to lift a little bit. He's going to give some breathing room. Nathan Maurer, Doug Neal, Peyton Johnson, all rolling the high side of the speedway. They are starting to make up a lot of ground here. So the pack that used to be 3-car little breakaway have now been reeled back in by the field as they work down the back straightaway here on lap number 10. This time by to be 10 laps in the books, and Roy Fernandez is peeking to the inside to lead a lap here tonight. Roy has not had the season that he would like to have had. It's been a rough couple of weeks here to end the 2020 calendar year. Now in 2021, he's trying to turn things around. He was your Progression Series champion, and now he's not even inside the top 5 here in the Cup Series. Best finish so far has been 2 second-place finishes and a 5th-place finish. Other than that, it's been outside the top 10 the rest of the season so far. It's only 2 top 5s. Well, I guess 3 top 5s, really, if you want to count the 5th place. So, I mean, I guess we can read the stats here tonight correctly. But right now, Roy Fernandez is our leader here with 11 laps in the books. As I believe that's Greg O'Berry who has clawed his way back up. Remember, Greg O'Berry went for that slide on lap number 1. So he's right back into this battle inside the top 10 because he got around Peyton Johnson. Driver out of Lynchburg, Virginia. The Liberty University graduate. Peyton Johnson still hanging on, and then just a little bit behind that battle, it's the driver out of Crossville, Tennessee. It's the old 98 out the gate race fans. You know him by the name of Racing Jason Griffith. Dobbs Jennings for 6. It's the Salt Flat fan favorite of Racing Jason. He's back here running just outside the top 10. He's been able to move up 12 positions, a little bit deeper into the field, though. It's Cody Levitt as he's trying to work his way up here inside the top 20 right now. He actually is running 19th actually, as he goes around Russ Hancock. Russ falls back 1 position. Just behind Russ is going to be Donald Bennett, then it's Jared Hagedorn. Tim Combs making a move to the inside here. A lot of these drivers have now started to migrate to the top side as we are about halfway into a tire and fuel run here tonight at Kansas already. A great showing by all these Salt Flat drivers. As Combs was not able to make the inside work, Lowrance was able to power down around the outside with a Racing Jobs entry. A beautiful looking number 7 out of the Raven Graphics department. Doyle always putting on some great paint schemes. And that orange one especially sticks out here tonight under the lights at Kansas. Here comes Peyton Johnson in the blue number 15 entry. Trying to take a peek on the inside of Greg O'Berry, just not able to do it. Remember, Greg O'Berry was just back in the 10th spot. He just got around Peyton Johnson to move himself into 9th. Now he's setting his sights on Randy Johnson up there. The big unit holds the position. Greg O'Berry would like to have it. On board here with Greg O'Berry as he works down the back straightaway here tonight. Hear him just a little bit of a lift, maybe about 60% throttle there as he entered the corner, up to 75, back into full throttle about midway through the corner. He is hammered down, and he is trying to wheel and deal that Chevrolet back towards the front where he started tonight. The other driver that started up front that fell back because of that little scuffle on lap number 1, Jamie Leach. He's back here still running into the 15th position with the Great Lakes Brewing entry. Right ahead of him, that's the Solid Rock number 76 of Cliff Mullins. Mullins right now holding that 14th position according to our timing and scoring charts. The autos by Nelson Solid Rock Carriers, Danville, Virginia for Cliff Mullins, where he's residing at, racing here on the iRacing.com platform. It's always good when we get to see Cliff and that car out here on the speedway. It's a solid paint job that they have done up for him. Cody Sleeper, Josiah Millen, and Cody Levitt along with Stephen Pugh all right here in this picture shot. Jamie Leach pulling them around the speedway currently. It's the SimBox entry out of Lansing, Michigan for Cody Sleeper. Oh, Sleeper a little bit sideways that time, off the corner. Having to watch his step here tonight at Kansas. You don't want to step over the line. Josiah Millen going to take a peek to the inside here in turns 1 and 2. He'll slide up out of turn number 2, throw it a little bit. We'll call it somewhat of a slide job there on Cody Sleeper. Josiah Millen just stepped out of the big block at the Williams Grove Speedway. Didn't quite get the result he was looking to at Williams Grove. Now tonight here at Kansas, looking for a little bit better of a result. Roy Fernandez, though, is still the race leader, and he has opened up a huge gap. Look back there. You see that little black dot in the middle of your screen? That's Hunter Reynolds. That is 1.6 seconds back there. Roy Fernandez is just lighting it up. Man, I should write my own jokes, race fans. I should really write my own jokes. There you see the black SimBox number 6. Out for a nice Tuesday stroll over Hunter Reynolds right now. That is JT Poole, Michael Sturgill, Doyle Lowrance currently your top 5 drivers. One driver coming to pit road, and it looks like it is a tore-up number 2. Looks like that is Jared Hagedorn, the driver out of Nebraska. The Northern Plains Boxer Rescue number 2 will come to a rest there in his pit box. We'll see if he can get back out onto the speedway, as here comes your race leaders. They storm on by the number 20, or the number 2 of Jared Hagedorn. Roy Fernandez still a race leader. Cody Levitt, I believe, maybe Joshua Buckley. It's actually Joshua Buckley back here, I'm being told, was off the track. Let's take a look back and see what happened to him. We didn't catch it. Oh, up against the wall, sparks are flying. We're not at Darlington just yet, Mr. Buckley, but Josh going to go down, cut the grass just a little bit after he just gave the old, we'll call it a Kansas stripe here tonight, to the right-hand side of that draft top Bromley Designs paint job. There you see Roy Fernandez still out front. Jared Hagedorn rejoining the racing surface. One driver did not take to the green flag here tonight, and that was the driver of the 75 of Quincy Atkins, so he is being shown out of the event currently on our timing and scoring. If you also notice that you see a 7-11 on the timing and scoring being shown in 26, that is Stephen Herman. He is our race control here tonight. He has the most important job to keep all these drivers in line. And I would say with 23 green flag laps in the books here tonight, he is doing a pretty solid job. It is Fernandez, Reynolds. Then it's JT Poole back here. Michael Sturgill, then it's Doyle Lowrance, Tim Combs. They're a little bit of a block down the back straightaway there. I believe that's the number 71 of Nathan Maurer. You can catch his live streams over at Maurer Racing on Facebook.com. As here comes, Tim Combs is going to lock him up in the 88. He's going to go around and, didn't hit anything, race fans. But boy, was that a close one. One of them, the big unit, Randy Johnson, also having issues coming to pit road. Randy Johnson was slow and sideways. Let's watch Randy Johnson. As you see him, he is also sideways along with Tim Combs. And, who was that? One driver, 98 out the gate. Oh, that was his teammate of Dobbs getting into him. Right on board with Dobbs. You see he had the wheel cranked to the left, just nowhere for him to go. Unfortunate for those two teammates to make the contact there. See if they can get back out onto the speedway. There you see JT Poole. He is your current race leader, as last time by. Reynolds, O'Barry, and the field came to pit road. So now JT Poole will come down with Doyle Lowrance, and it looks like Jamie Leach is coming to pit road also. That'll turn things over. Cliff Mullins will be the new race leader here on lap number 26, so he'll lead a lap here tonight at the Kansas Speedway, getting himself a solid bonus point. Josiah Millen is yet to come to pit road. Josh Buckley, our nice friend here, the K1 Graphics Liquid Moly entry, the Beefy Motorsports of Brandon Feeney, is currently running into the 4th position. Right behind him is Darrell Clotter. There you see him. That's the finesse number 26 of Darrell Clotter. He should be coming to pit road this time. Heard over the radio, he's being called down. 4 tires and fuel will be the call for him. There you see Roy Fernandez. He just unlaps himself, so he'll be the first car back onto the lead lap of your race leaders. He's being shown in the 6th position. Cliff Mullins still yet to come to pit road with Buckley, Miller, and Feeney. So there is the driver of the 26 Solid Rock Carriers entry. He will come to pit road right here. He's going to drag Buckley and Millen right along with him. It looks like Brandon Feeney will stay out. So Feeney will take the race lead. He'll get credited with leading lap number 28. So the green flag pit cycle is cycling through here tonight. Looks like Feeney's going to try and push it the farthest on fuel. Will he be able to come back around here? He is still under his own power. He is slower than the drivers that are getting around him. Well, that's because they got 4 fresh tires and they can hammer into this a little bit harder. Feeney looks like he's off the pace. He's going to come this time by. So Feeney will come to pit road, and this will be the final driver tonight that has to hit pit road. It's a clean entry. A little bit slow for the driver out of Canada coming to pit road, but he gets it woed up. So Roy Fernandez should be the race leader, and it should be a very solid race lead here for Fernandez. I'm looking at it right now, and it's going to read when he comes back across the scoring stripe here. About 3.5 seconds it should read. There goes Fernandez. Here comes Squidward. There comes Michael Sturgill. Greg O'Berry, JT Poole right here with Doyle Lowrance. Doug Neal, Cody Levitt, Jamie Leach all passing by that camera. Now it's Cody Sleeper's turn. There he goes. Donald Bennett, Cliff Mullins. But your race leader here coming to complete lap number 30 tonight, Mr. Roy Fernandez. We talked about how rough of a season it has been for the SimBox driver. But ever since he got that SimBox in to start the 2021 calendar year, the driver is on fire. So Roy Fernandez setting a blistering pace right now. He has given up a little bit of time to Hunter Reynolds. Well, that's because Hunter Reynolds has the fresher tires, the driver out of Callahan, Florida. Question being, though, is can he run him back down? It's going to be the question on everybody's mind. If this race stays green, will Hunter Reynolds be able to run back down Roy Fernandez? Michael Sturgill has the closest battle, and that is the driver behind him of Greg O'Berry. Greg O'Berry just about 4 car lengths back as they work down the back straightaway. That draft down the back straightaway really bringing the Liberty University entry back into the fold here for the battle for third. Then it's JT Poole and Doyle Lowrance. They're right there, about 3 car lengths apart from each other also. Then Doug Neal back here having himself a good run. Doug Neal's really been dabbling in doing some short track racing as of late, so it's good to see him have a good run here in the early stages. Not quite to the halfway point, so knock on wood if you're a Doug Neal fan currently. You really need to go over and check out some of the new button boxes and the new things Doug Neal has going on over there at SimBox. He's going to be taking a break for just a couple of days, race fans, and let me explain why. Doug Neal just got himself in one of those brand new sim rig setups. I forget which brand it is at this point. I believe it was a track racer, so he's going to have to spend a little bit of time putting it together. So he's going to take a little bit of a break, maybe a day or two from building sim boxes and get himself his rig set up. And I heard he just got, for the first time ever, a shifter. So he will not have to paddle shift anymore. So he'll actually be able to feel what it feels like to row some gears. Come across the stripe this time by. And looking at it, we were talking about how Hunter Reynolds was starting to chew into the gap for Roy Fernandez. Well, that gap just shot back up. No cars were involved as your leaders have pretty much checked out for the time being. You can find it over there on the left-hand side of your screen, all the timing and scoring tonight. Timing and scoring provided to us by SDK Gaming. As one driver up into the wall there. Trying to see who that was. I believe that's Danny Valenzuela. I'm not sure what happened to the Rays Energy Drink 04 machine. Well, Valenzuela just got smoked into the outside wall. The Rays Energy Voodoo entry out of Utah. Looks like the steering on this Toyota is completely jacked up here. Not quite sure. Maybe we have a replay here that we can go back and watch. See, Danny Valenzuela, he's up to speed right there. Oh, a couple drivers trying to come to pit road. I believe that was the 01 of Sleeper. That's not where it all let loose. Let's see down here in 1. Does something happen to Danny Valenzuela? I don't believe that's what we're looking for, so Danny maybe just losing the handle there. Being told this might be it right here. There's the 12 of Randy Johnson, and there's Pugh coming up the speedway. They're battling down the back straightaway. This is the battle just outside the top 10. Looks like Johnson comes up, but I don't see any damage right there or any contact to either of those machines. Let's take a look down into turn 1, and let's see if that happens here. Yeah, not quite sure what happened to the driver out of Utah for Danny Valenzuela in the Rays Energy Voodoo entry. But he is down on pit road currently, getting service done. As this man with about 39 and a half laps into the books, look at him go out and ride the wall. The new Aero package here with iRacing allows you to go up and really lean the right-hand side of that car up against the wall without making contact. Allows you to do, they call it the Kyle Larson line, the Kyle Larson effect pretty much, if you're familiar with following NASCAR and how Kyle Larson was able to, not just at the Darlington Raceway, but also at Miami Homestead, just go up there and lean it against the wall. That time, Roy Fernandez in 1 and 2 stayed a little bit away. Now it's about another car length distance between Fernandez and the wall. He has opened it up, though, to about, call it about 4 seconds. Two drivers down on pit road right now. It's racing Jason Griffith Dobbs in the 98 out the gate. It looks like he's going to be sitting on pit road for a little bit. It's been about 2.5 minutes already of repairs. Danny Valenzuela also down there. Stephen Pugh, though, trying to work his way through the field here. Everybody's been strung out, but Stephen Pugh, the driver out of Texas, trying to work his way around the Canadian. One driver coming to pit road again. It'll be the first one to pit road. It'll be the number 2 of Jared Hagedorn, the driver out of Nebraska. They'll come to pit road, and this battle right now that we were watching, the Feeney, the Pugh battle, well, they're right in front of the race leader right now. If we take a look, if we can get the camera pulled up, the back-facing camera, see that black dot up against the wall? That's Fernandez. He is coming. He is currently about 6 miles an hour faster than Stephen Pugh and the number 12 of Randy Johnson. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when will Fernandez get there. And once Fernandez gets there, what will he do? Closing in on halfway, closing in on another round of green flag pit cycles. Last time these drivers were down on pit road were somewhere between lap number 22 and lap 30. 8-lap difference for a lot of these drivers. We already seen Jared Hagedorn come to pit road with the number 2. Who will be the next one to dive at the pit road? So as Fernandez crosses the stripe, that'll complete lap number 45 here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. trying to see who's the closest battle, and it's right here. Doyle Lowrance holding the 5th position with JT Poole sitting right there in 6th. Last time by at the line, they ran identical 31.27s between Lowrance and Poole. So that's pretty interesting little thing there. We're taking a look this time by at the line. Which one of these two drivers was faster as they both flash across there? As it updates, a 31.22 for Lowrance and a 31.24 for JT Poole. See if that draft for JT Poole can pull him back up. I'm on board here. Watch the banking. This is our gyro camera here tonight on JT Poole's machine. A little bit of a bobble out of the car out ahead of him. That, remember, is Doyle Lowrance, and they are battling for position. A little bit of a lift of the throttle there, just a little burp. You want to keep the RPMs up. It's a momentum car. It's a momentum track. Great shots there by JT Poole's onboard camera. As they come by the line next time for Roy Fernandez, and it'll be halfway in the books. That lap, or the gap between first and second, have strung themselves out now. It is about 5.5 seconds between Fernandez and Hunter Reynolds. Couple drivers coming to pit road. It looks like Tim Combs, Cody Levitt coming to pit road. Sturgill will come to pit road. Greg O'Berry, Lowrance, and it looks like Poole. They're going to drag race at the pit road, so you can get there first. They're gonna race it down pit road. Racing never stops when you're on the track. Try and gain as much time. Inches and seconds on pit road will be seconds. Multiple seconds on the racetrack. Roy Fernandez coming down now too. Let's see if that drags Hunter Reynolds. It does. Here comes Squidward. Oh, he's flying to pit road, and I believe he got it woed up. He yelled out for Mr. Krabs, and Mr. Krabs gave it to him. Jamie Leach gonna come across here. Did not lead that lap on lap number 50. We'll see if he can lead at the halfway point here. Josh Buckley is running second right now, virtual of the green flag pit cycle. Also being told the driver of the number 2 of Jared Haggerhorn has called it a night here. So currently sitting behind the wall is Danny Valenzuela. It looks like Racing Jason is back out on the track. The Nashville Strong entry out of Crossville, Tennessee. Griffith Stone also one of the sponsors here, a longtime sponsor with Jason Griffith. That car is pretty tore up here tonight. It was actually, I'm being passed along, it was Danny Valenzuela and Jason Griffith that did make the contact. So unfortunately, Danny's still down on pit road. Jason's back out, which is good for him on his points night. We'll see how much speed will be left in that car. He's multiple laps down on our timing and scoring 14 laps down right now as he just came back out onto the track. Josh Buckley, though, he leads himself a lap in the draft top, number 22. As one of those Pennsylvania posse drivers at East Penn Manufacturing, Jordan Henn Racing, deck of batteries, number 40 of Millen hanging it out. Closing in on him, that's the number 7 of Lowrance. He is a lap down currently to the field. Looks like Peyton Johnson gonna peel down to pit road. There's Peyton coming to pit road. It looks like he just had himself a little bit of a moment, but he's able to get it woed up. Buckley's down. Here comes Bennett also in his orange Turn 3 Racing Network draft top machine. So Millen back to the point here tonight. Brandon Feeney also has yet to come to pit road. Remember, he stretched it farther than anybody last time. Looks like Millen will come to pit road. Will Feeney come this time also, or will he stay out once again playing the long run strategy? He's going to stay out. Feeney once again taking over the race lead. How long will he stretch it is going to be the question, though. Looking at it, even if he stretches it to lap number 60, it's still not good enough to make it the rest of the way, so there will have to be 2 more stops yet for Brandon Feeney. Everybody else looks like they could possibly make it on 1 more stop here tonight. Peyton Johnson rolling around the bottom side of the speedway there as your race leaders made their way by. That was Roy Fernandez and I believe Cody Sleeper, who is 2 laps down. Or he's actually only 1 lap down. He's battling with the number 31 of Donald Bennett down there, who's working the bottom side of the speedway. They're both running 15th and 16th, respectively, on our scoring charts here, just after the halfway point home. Still waiting on Mr. Feeney to come to pit road, and it's always good talking to Brandon Feeney. He considers himself one of those underfunded racing programs up in Canada. Gets to run the Canadian Legends series. Also gets to run some late models. You see in his picture, he has his late model there. Also runs some, what we would call down here in the stocks, some hobby stocks. Or what we call down here in the States, we call them hobby stocks. He also has some of them up there. Some really interesting paint schemes over the years, and I believe he had a SpongeBob paint scheme on his 4-cylinder entry, and that was a pretty nifty paint job. We're still waiting on the stickers as he comes to pit road. He's getting stickers made up, and oh boy, is he really pushing the envelope, trying to get the pit road. He's going to loop it around. Trying to find a gear. Didn't hit anything, but he's going to lose a lot of ground as he's going to have to come to pit road here, and it's going to be very slow for Feeney into his pit stall. That hands things back over to that driver. Roy Fernandez back to the point. There you see the number 40, Josiah Millen. He was one of those drivers that pitted late, and oh, Millen going to scrape the wall and sideways in his entry. It's not what Millen wanted to do. He's trying to get back onto the lead lap right now. He is the first car, 1 lap down. That's Jason Griffith down to the inside of the speedway. Remember, Jason a couple laps down after having to spend some serious time on pit road. It looks like Danny Valenzuela has made his way back out onto the track. He's going to be shown currently 21 laps down to the race leader of Roy Fernandez. And, man, look at that race lead there that Fernandez has. It's, well, about 6 seconds as there's a battle. Here comes Michael Sturgill. He has reeled back in Hunter Reynolds, and he'll slide up. Reynolds now going to take a peek to the inside down the back straightaway. See if they can throw these positions back and forth. They don't want to race it too hard as he'll slide up, and oh boy. Michael Sturgill going to throw it back down to the inside to get around Hunter Reynolds. They're going to do it once again down here in turn number 1. Reynolds to the top shelf. Here comes Sturgill down on the bottom. Will he slide up, or will he just work the bottom of the speedway? Now he slides up, and Greg O'Berry is back there going, boys, you throw that move a handful more times, and I'm going to be right there dancing on the back bumper yet, too. And don't forget about JT Poole in the Marlins Motorsports Ford Mustang here tonight. He is still there following Greg O'Berry, so he's not far behind. They have a huge gap back to Doyle Lowrance. Right there's Lowrance. He's running about 6 seconds back. Big news broke just last Thursday for Doyle Lowrance and his whole Raven Graphic Esports crew. They just signed a deal with Steve Richard Esports team and Racing Jobs to be back on the side of all of Doyle's paint jobs out of the Raven Graphics stables. So that's good for Mr. Doyle. We love seeing the paint jobs, and we love seeing Steve Richard being here on the iRacing.com platform, investing in some of these drivers and getting his brand also out there. So check out racingjobs.com if you'd like to be into the racing career, if you're into a racing career, working with organizations all through, not just the NASCAR side of things, all motorsports in general. Engineers, graphic designers, well, they even need a guy to mop the floor. Just like how Roy Fernandez is mopping the floor here tonight. 7.1 second gap over Michael Sturgill right now. Sturgill running in the second position. Hunter Reynolds has not been able to mount an offensive charge to get back up around Michael Sturgill since they both threw 2 slide jobs at each other. Ever since then, it has been Michael Sturgill pulling away slowly, little by little. This time by it will complete lap number 65. There you see the 90 of Michael Sturgill, the number 28 of Hunter Reynolds, and then that's Greg O'Berry, and just coming into the top of your picture, that's number 21 of JT Poole. Closest battle on the speedway currently between these drivers. Still a lot of racing left to go. Question being, who will be the first one to come to pit road? We've seen some drivers be able to make 30 laps on a tank of fuel. That was Brandon Feeney. Remember this man, the K1 Graphics Liquid Moly entry. He's back here running in 17th currently on our speed charts on the timing and scoring on the left-hand side for all the race fans following along at home. So Feeney a little bit down, buried into no man's land. I'm being told Josiah Millen just had a little bit of an off track about 4 laps ago. Take a look back here. What happened to Josiah Millen? Remember, he was battling to try and get back on the lead lap, and it looks like he did get ahead of Roy Fernandez and then off of turn number 4. Scraped the outside wall and through the grass he went. See him through the grass again. We saw Josh Buckley do that a little bit earlier on in the program. I'm sure that did scare Roy Fernandez, though, as Fernandez was just behind him. Millen just worked his way back onto the lead lap, and now he's back down the lap as the number 31. Donald Bennett actually got around him, too. Both these drivers live about, call it maybe 400 feet apart from each other. They can throw a baseball back and forth. So right now, I'm sure there's being hand gestures thrown out windows down there. So it looks like Millen's coming up on the 31. Millen going to throw it sideways to try and get around Donald Bennett out of turn number 2. Millen's going to slide up in front of Donald Bennett here. Both these drivers have spent a lot of time here over the last couple of weeks on iRacing running dirt. And now, in the last week and a half, they have found a new liking. Oh, Millen slaps the outside wall. Sideways entering turn 1. So as Millen was sideways there, Bennett gets back around, and maybe that's where these road course, or call them, sessions have come into play there, as Millen had to really throw it right to stay out of the door of the number 31 of Bennett. Maybe the dirt experience also helping Millen. Millen going to hop right back on the horse, though, and he's going to go back after the number 31 of Donald Bennett. This is for 13th and 14th on the speedway. Nothing has changed since the last time we checked in with Roy Fernandez. It's still about a 7-second lead for Roy Fernandez out front of this field. Nothing changed in the JT Poole and Doyle Lowrance area either. They still run Greg O'Berry, JT Poole. And contact between Millen and Bennett. They made contact. They both hang on to it, and they both drive out of it. Wow. That could have got a little crazy. Watch it. Bennett was sideways coming out of the corner. Maybe got a little arrow loose from the push from the number 40. They bang, and then, boy, do they just keep on ticking. One driver down on pit road right now, and that's the number 38 out of Las Vegas, the Vegas Golden Knights entry. Now here comes Michael Sturgill, here comes Hunter Reynolds, Greg O'Berry, all coming to pit road. This will be the final green flag pit stop of the evening, so these drivers have to hit their marks right here. They will come one lap sooner. I'm sure Roy Fernandez right now is getting it from his spotter that it is time to pit. Bring it to pit road this time here as the number 6. Remember, at a 7-second race lead. It's going to be nice and easy off turn number 4. Here comes Roy Fernandez, and he's going to wheel hop it a little bit as he tries to dial in that SimBox. Cranking on the knob to get it turned backwards. Cody Sleeper also to pit road. Here comes JT Poole, and he's going to hit the cone. We'll see if he actually was able to get it to pit road speed, and if he made pit road also. That's going to be the next question. Jamie Leach will stay out, and he will take over the race lead. Cliff Mullins also going to stay out here, so a slew of drivers inside the top 10 coming to pit road. Josh Buckley also on pit road. Donald Bennett going to lock him up as he's chasing Millen to pit road. Maybe he's trying to get back to the bumper of that number 40. I'm sure they'll share a beer after this one, and maybe they're posted on the Honest Travs dive bar. We've seen Donald Bennett do that a lot as of late. Jamie Leach, though, thinking about drinking one of those Great Lake brews, takes over the race lead. So he takes over the race lead, and right out ahead of him, that's number 28 of Hunter Reynolds. As it looks like Jamie Leach will come to pit road here with his machine, so he'll turn back over the race lead. Should be to this man after it's all said and done and cycles back through of Roy Fernandez. Fernandez came down for a 4-tire pit stop, so he should retain the race lead. 24 laps to go here tonight in the Salt Flat Racing 150 here from the Kansas Motor Speedway. Race fans, we got to thank you all for joining us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If it's your first time joining us to watch Salt Flat Racing presented by SimBox, well, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, get the notification anytime we go live to bring you Salt Flat Racing action. We have the IROC Series coming up here just at the end of February, so that's going to be a good time on Wednesday nights. The Cup Series will continue to be right here broadcasted on Tuesday nights. So hit the little red box, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell, get the notifications. 23 laps to go, though, here at Kansas. Roy Fernandez still hanging on to the race lead. There's Hunter Reynolds about 7 seconds back, give or take a few tenths. Still waiting on one driver to come to pit road, and that is Brandon Feeney in the Liquid Molly K1 Graphics 83. There you see him down the back straightaway into 3. Cody Sleeper and everybody else. He's trying to hang on to that 83. He's sideways, and there's Donald Bennett. Bennett's got 4 fresh tires. Communication issues there of who's going where. Bennett has the fresh tires, but Feeney's just trying to hang on to it. Bennett lifts out of it coming out of 4. Loses all the momentum, and now he's going to try and dive to the inside here on the 83 of Brandon Feeney. As Feeney's just out there ice skating at this point. Everybody trying to tiptoe around Feeney with 21 laps to go this time by for these drivers. Bennett still working the inside of the speedway here. Feeney holding strong. You'd think with those older tires by Feeney, he would fall back a little bit. Now he's going to fall back. Can he get down to the inside in front of Darrell Lauder? Peyton Johnson's also to pit road once again. Still waiting on Feeney to come to pit road. 20 laps to go that time by for Roy Fernandez. He has set sail off into the sunset with under 20 laps to go now at this point. Wonder if Marissa is out there watching this one wearing her socks that say, "Shh, I'm watching racing," or "I'd rather be racing," I believe it is. Roy marrying his sweetheart out there just a couple months back, so congratulations once again to them for joining all of us married couples in the world. It's a life of happiness to both of them, we wish them. It looks like Feeney has yet to make it to pit road. As a couple drivers all coming down there. That was Randy Johnson and Danny Valenzuela coming to pit road. Feeney got to get past there. That's the number 90 of Michael Sturgill. Just being told also it was a too fast entering pit road for Michael Sturgill, the driver out of Cincinnati, Ohio. So that puts him way, way behind the 8 ball. JT Poole also in the Marlin Motorsports entry, driver out of Mississippi. Too fast entering pit road. Cody Levitt also on that same driver list. It's going to take him out of a top 10 finish here tonight. As they're going to go 3 wide. Peyton Johnson trying to slice and dice through the middle. Johnson has those fresh tires. So Peyton Johnson goes between Cody Sleeper and Josiah Millen. Millen running 11th, right behind, right in front of him, actually, would be Cliff Mullins. He's a little bit up the track just a little bit. And a little bit up the track from that for Roy Fernandez. 16 laps to go. That time by at the stripe. 8 seconds back. You find Squidward giving a little bit of a dab as he comes out of turn 4. He'll now get 16 to go. Greg O'Berry. It's been a pretty silent night for Greg O'Berry ever since he had that slide on lap number 1. He's just kind of been chilling back here inside the top 5 the rest of the night. He's going to get himself a good finish if he can just hold that position, because he's got about a 9-second deficit back to Doyle Loran, so he has no pressure from behind by Doyle. And Brandon Feeney still hanging on here. He has yet to come to pit road. 14 laps to go just next time by for Feeney. When will he decide enough is enough and come to pit road? At this point, he has made his bed. He's lying in it. He has to hope for a caution flag that nobody else wants to see to make this strategy play work. Jamie Leach right on the high line down around turns 1 and 2. You know, we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Jamie Leach just moving into his new house and getting his sim rig set up, and how when you move your sim rigs, how hard it can be. As Feeney's trying to come to pit road, and with those old tires, complete slide around 3 and 4. He does get it woed up, but boy, those tires were screaming. Back to Jamie Leach here, though, the driver out of Ohio. With him moving his sim rig and trying to get everything recalibrated, it's not the easiest thing. Just like real racers, us sim racers like to dial in the steering ratios, dial in how much brake pressure is put into the car, throttle responses. Well, when you take it all apart, race fans, you know it never goes back together. It's just like taking apart your little die-cast car, or if you were my son, he likes to tear apart his dump trucks upstairs, and then they just never go back together the same way. He insists that we can fix them, and yes, of course, we fix them, just like Jamie Leach has fixed his night here from having also a terrible start, just like Greg O'Berry, to being back inside where he actually started. Leach started 5th here tonight, and he's back to running 5th, so a good rebound. How about Doug Neal running in the 6th position? One of the biggest movers so far here, though, the night. Take a look at it. The driver out of Massachusetts. Checkered Flag Auto Supply sponsored, DraftTop.com sponsored entry, the racing school. Well, that's Joshua Buckley. You know, last time we talked about Josh Buckley having himself a good night, he did something like what he just did there. Goes up and scrapes the wall. Maybe we should turn the camera off. Turn the camera off for Josh Buckley and the production crew, and let's go find somebody else that's not going to scrape up the right-hand side of their machine. We'll check back with Buckley a little bit later on. Take a look at this driver. Here's the Amp Energy number 88 of Tim Combs. Quiet night, really, for Tim. He's only had one slide, and that was coming to pit road in his Amp Energy 88. Otherwise, it's been a very quiet night for the driver out of Holland, Ohio. Michael Sturgill picking up a couple positions here. He just went around Donald Bennett. JT Poole is still trying to also rebound from his penalty. It'll be a tough night for the Mississippi kid. Poole came in running seventh in the points after missing a week. So it's not going to help his point standings position here, as this is officially over the halfway point as we do head to the Darlington Raceway, Talladega, Chicagoland, Kentucky, Michigan, Pocono, Charlotte, and Phoenix to wrap up the season. Halfway home in this season here for the Salt Flat Cup Series presented by SimBox. There's one SimBox driver coming up on another SimBox driver. That is Fernandez. Closing in on the number 71, I believe that is, of Nathan Maurer. That is Nathan Maurer, the driver that lives just down the road here from our Pennsylvania studios. Nathan Maurer residing out of the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area. Right down there near Mechanicsburg. A little bit of ways from the Williams Grove Speedway. As there you see Fernandez, he'll come by this time, and the number of laps will match the side of his car. It'll be 6 laps to go here tonight at Kansas. 6 laps to go out of the 100 that are scheduled. We have been, knock on wood, race fans, green flag racing the entire way. As I'm looking at it, it looks like there's about 7 drivers on the lead lap. The last driver is right there. That's Josh Buckley, and he could be in a position that Roy Fernandez could catch him, as it'll be 5 laps to go for Roy Fernandez. Just out in front of Josh Buckley, and that is Doug Neal. These are the 2 closest, battling for position as Buckley goes up and scrapes the outside wall a little bit more. He just doesn't like that Bromley Designs paint job, I think it is. Don't tell Bromley that. We had some news out of the Bromley Designs stable just the other night. Great little video being posted as Michael Bromley, the owner, operator, and creator over at Bromley Designs, has been away for a little bit, assigned to a mission down in Florida, out of all places, race fans. So Bromley has been away from the paint booth, as one of the last cars he painted before he stepped out of the booth were not only the SimBox machines that are leading this one, as you see them right there, Nathan Maurer, Roy Fernandez, Doug Neal, and Cody Sleeper. One of the last ones was at 22 for Joshua Buckley. Buckley runs it weekly, religiously. It's a beautiful looking paint scheme, but nothing like the black number 6. 3 laps to go here tonight for Dale. 3 to go for Dale. Roy Fernandez has led the most laps here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. Can he lead 3 more laps? When he gets back to the start-finish line, it'll be just 3 more miles of racing here. So the popsicle sticks up into the air. 2 laps to go. You know, we started off this race here tonight talking about Roy Fernandez and how it has not been this young man's season so far here in the Cup Series. Came in 6th in the championship standings, 94 points back from Hunter Reynolds, while Hunter Reynolds still continues to run 2nd, almost still a 10-second deficit between the two. Fernandez will come out of turn number 4. Couldn't change his luck right here. It'll be 1 lap to go here, presented by Sim Speed Shop. Final lap for Roy Fernandez. He is on a, we're calling it a cruise. It is a cool down lap here for Roy. Just has to bring it back around. No pressure from behind, no pressure to go get anything out in front of him. Set the blistering pace. Only 7 cars on the lead lap, and that is counting your race leader of Roy Fernandez. It's a night that he won't forget as he'll come out of turn number 4. He'll park himself in victory lane for the first time this season here at Kansas. Roy Fernandez will win tonight. Salt Flat Racing, 150 at Kansas. Now coming around the corner will be Hunter Reynolds. He will take Squidward across the line. 2nd place for Hunter Reynolds. Rego Berry is going to finish in P number 3, and it'll be Doyle Lowrance coming around here to finish just off the podium in the RacingJobs.com number 7. Lowrance will go P number 4. Jamie Leach in the Great Lakes Brewing entry comes home 5th. 6th will be Joshua Buckley. Doug Neal looks like he's coming across here a little slow, maybe out of gas. He'll finish 7th tonight. 8th goes to Tim Combs, and it's going to be Cliff Mullins, Josiah Millen rounding out the top 10. But tonight's winner, he is out of Lansing, Michigan, drives the SimBox number 6. Roy Fernandez is burning it down for your race fans. Fernandez cranked on that SimBox dial all night long, adjusting the brake bias, and right now he has the brake bias all the way to the front of that car. So as he burns them down, we're going to get ready for our post-race show here tonight, brought to us by DraftTop.com. Take a look on the timing and scoring on the left-hand side as those are your 3, Fernandez, Reynolds, and O'Berry. We will hear from them in just a couple of moments, as they are our top 3 finishers here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. Hear from your top 3 finishers here tonight in your DraftTop.com post-race show. Welcome back here to the Kansas Speedway, race fans. 100 laps officially in the books in the Salt Flat Racing 150 tonight, presented by SimBox. SimBox is not only the sponsor here for Salt Flat Racing, race fans, it's also on our winner's car tonight, who's sitting down in victory lane. Let's go down trackside and talk to our winner here tonight, Roy Fernandez. You win tonight here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. You were able to put on, we'll call it a clinic here for these boys, as this black number 6 rode around the top side of the speedway, being the class of the show tonight.
Yes, sir. I put in a lot of practice laps here at Kansas, and it's a track I'm pretty familiar with. So I was pretty excited to be able to get a win out here. It's definitely key to stay out front and get your pit stops on point. Otherwise, you'll go a lap down, just like my teammate Nate Maurer. So shout out to him for getting that speeding ticket.
Yeah, we saw a lot of drivers wind up with those speeding tickets here tonight. How did you keep this SimBox number 6, though? 1, under control so well, and 2, out front by a blistering. You didn't quite make it to that 10-second gap, though, over Hunter Reynolds.
Yeah, no, like I said, a lot of practice laps, man. I practice quite a bit. I really enjoy this track. Running that high line, it saves your tires pretty well in the long run, and I practice with a little bit of different steering ratios here and there, and just figured out how to tune it in just right. My lift points, my acceleration points in between the turn to make sure that she doesn't smack that wall. But a couple times there I thought I was going to, but fortunately I wasn't, so I'm grateful for that.
So now tonight, after you win here tonight at Kansas, you practice riding the high line. Next week, throwback race at, well, the lady in black. You got to dance with her. You're going to flirt with disaster all night long. Was this a great tune-up to go into the Darlington Raceway just next week?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because it's the same thing with Darlington. It's that high line that you got to be able to master. That's how you get them stripes over there. And just like this track, it's pretty much only one groove, and it's very, very difficult to pass. So if you get out front early, you got a pretty good shot to staying out there if you make no mistakes.
Well, we got to ask you one question before we let you go here tonight and celebrate with the whole SimBox crew. Is the wife wearing the socks?
The wife's always wearing the socks.
Well, we know she wears the socks and wears the pants, but who do you got to thank tonight for parking the SimBox number 6 in Victory Lane for the first time this season?
I gotta thank my boys here at SimBox Motorsports, Doug Neal, Nate Maurer, and Cody Sleeper. We have a pretty good team here, and strategize a lot of our racing. So it's pretty good to have different minds together to put on a good show here for the fans. And I got to thank you guys, Roger, Turn 3 Network. I know Bromley's not here with us, but I still got to thank Bromley and Donald Bennett and Stephen Herman for doing the race control. And last but not least, the good old wifey upstairs, always watching.
Well, I'm sure she'll be ready with an adult beverage for you, Roy, to cool down after 100 laps here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. Congratulations to Roy Fernandez and the whole crew. They will celebrate this one all the way into Darlington just next week. Roy Fernandez, race fans, your winner here tonight for the first time this season. Coming home in second, it's an unfamiliar place for this driver. He's been used to putting it in victory lane as of late. Hunter, it's not a win, but it's another great points night. What did this Squidward machine need to go up in battle with the man that won tonight for Fernandez?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This thing needs some practice laps. The only practice I got really was being familiar with the track, and I ran the low line trying to do qual runs all practice, and didn't even think to get him there next to the wall like I should have been. But yeah, we made a good work of it. Saw Roy up there early and tried to copy him, and just had nothing for him, but we just had to get it figured out. And unfortunately there for Michael, the pit cone was gone, so he was speeding on pit road. But yeah, hit some good stops, and just a little more practice would have helped. But I can't complain about a second place. It's a good points tonight.
You've been tearing it up as of late here with Salt Flat Racing, and you just won last night also. I believe I saw that posted all over social media today that you were able to win some super speedway races yesterday, so congratulations on that, and another podium finish here. Who makes it all possible with Squidward dabbing your way?
Yes, sir. Thanks. I appreciate it. I was the bridesmaid for a little while, but after some wins, maybe you got to pick someone else for the title. But gotta thank Turn 3 Racing Network, Roger up in the booth. You guys put on a good show, good broadcast. Thanks to all the league admins for putting this one on. Thanks to all the family and friends watching out there, and of course we appreciate everyone else watching.
So Hunter Reynolds, race fans, coming home second here tonight for the Fuel Sim race team, and Squidward on the hood, and SpongeBob and Patrick all the way around the car. Beautiful looking car. He gave them one heck of a ride here tonight. Coming home, P number 2. Rounding out our podium finishers tonight, it is Greg O'Berry. Greg, it was not the night that you had thought of in pre-race. You were out there qualifying and practice. You thought you had yourself a very quick hot rod, which you did here at the end, but it was an eventful one from the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, that first lap was something else. I don't know how everybody avoided me, but I'm glad they did. Props to everybody back in the field. But yeah, had a pretty good lap in qualifying. Got to start up front and threw it out the window coming out of turn 4. But once I got settled in, after that, got that second set of tires on there, that slide killed them. But start with that second run, could kind of get settled in and get comfortable in that high line. I was able to pick up some speed.
Yeah, once you finally got through a couple of these pit cycles, you started seeing yourself work it back towards the front. A couple drivers out in front of you. JT Pujol had some problems on pit road, so that propelled you into this third place finish. You didn't have any pressure, though. Did you know how far back Doyle Lowrance was, or how far ahead Hunter Reynolds was, that you were kind of just stuck there in the no man's land at the end?
Yeah, well, I saw that right when we came out. Came back out after that stop. I checked it and saw, but I was kind of thankful for it, honestly. I was running so hard before that last stop to stay in front of JT, and he would get up beside me a few times and just couldn't complete the pass, and he ended up, I guess he burned his tires off, but I thought I was going to have to contend with him pretty hard. But when he was behind me, I could focus out front and try to catch Hunter, and just didn't have anything for him.
But tonight, it'll still be a solid night in points for you, Greg. You came in outside the top 10. This will now propel you into the top 10 for the first time this season. So good points night, good strong podium finish. Who is on this car this week, though, is a brand new paint job.
Yeah, I went back, put Liberty University back on at my alma mater. Paid him enough money in tuition. Figured I'd get a little bit of a paint job out of him as well. Byron's going to be running this car this year. Thought it looked pretty cool, and would slap it back on there.
Well, there you hear it from Greg O'Berry, race fans. He's going to come home on the podium. He finishes in your third position. There's it from your top three for your Draft Top post-race show. Roy Fernandez, Hunter Reynolds, and Greg O'Berry all finishing on the podium tonight. It was all about Roy Fernandez as he had the hot rod tuned up here tonight. Almost a 10-second deficit. Take a look here at our unofficial. These are unofficial, of course, race fans, as everybody still has to go through tech inspection after this. A lot of cars may be scraped up and narrowed up here. We'll see what the laser scan has to say after the, after everybody's back into their garage stalls. So take a look at the results here. Find where your favorite driver was able to finish tonight. Your finishing results brought to us by Bromley Designs. So a great race here tonight for the Salt Flat Racing Series presented by SimBox. Just over the halfway point now here in season number 1 for the Cup Series. As this one concludes at Kansas, we are getting ready for a throwback event next week. We are going to head to South Carolina, to the Darlington Raceway, to see who could dance and not step on the toes of the Lady in Black. We will find that out just next week when we do roll into the Darlington Raceway. But until we do hit the Darlington Raceway, race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed the show to watch Roy Fernandez and some of the best sim racers on iRacing.com battle for a win here tonight at Kansas. Nobody was able to outduel Roy Fernandez, but will they be able to? Just next week when we head to the one of the most treacherous racetracks on iRacing. Catch that racing action right here on Tuesday night when Salt Flat returns to the Speedway. Till then, race fans, we hope you all stay safe, and we will see you at the races.